Hey folks, welcome back to the Mon Reviews. Today we're looking at Wolverine Brown Suit by Hono Studio. Before we continue, may I request that you hit those like and subscribe buttons to support my channel. So I am cautiously optimistic about this one. As you may know, Hono Studio is a new budget brand by Hot Toys. I'm curious to see what cost-cutting measures Hot Toys has implemented to release this for a lower price. I'm also excited to see Hot Toys' comic book interpretation of Wolverine in 1/6 scale. As you may know, this release has been limited to 1,500 pieces worldwide and follows the yellow version of this toy, which of course was not limited. This includes an extra faceplate and the red Muramasa blade, which was made from Logan's blood and soul in the comics. So we're going to take this to the light box for a deeper examination and do some fun poses along the way before deciding on the final score. I really like this Hono Studio box design, both in terms of aesthetics and engineering. In order to get this open, you simply have to pull that panel and then you can access the goodies. Up top, we have a beautiful illustration of Wolverine in his brown suit. On the top left, you can see the Hot Toys exclusive logo. You can see some X-Men and Hono Studio branding. The only criticism I have is why does that say Hot Toys exclusive? It should say Hono Studio exclusive if they are doing a different brand. Both sides of the box have the same yellow-orangish color scheme. In the background, you can see the letters that spell Wolverine and more branding over here. The back of the box has a very nice yellow-orangish coloring. Up top, you can see a couple illustrations of Wolverine. In one, he's handling the katana. In the other, he's got his claw out and he's also got the katana. Up top, you've got some branding, and down below, you've got some warnings, legalese, and more branding. So that's enough time admiring the box. It's time to get it open. Inside, you'll find this insert, which is made of thick cardboard. But the text on it is kind of rubbish. I don't know why they don't hire better copywriters. Now this is pretty clever. At the back of the cardboard insert, you have the instructions. Under the instruction insert, you've got Wolverine, and under him, you've got the comic book cutout for the stand. I've taken off the plastic tray, and this Wolverine is exceeding my expectations already. Before we take a look at the instructions and the accessories and a deep look at Wolverine, I just want to have a quick peek. The first thing you'll notice is how heavy this boy is. This is a very heavy figure. The other thing you'll immediately notice is that the quality of the sculpt is excellent. The costume might not be at Hot Toys level in terms of sophistication and quality, but it is definitely better than Sideshow. My only concern is the body. It feels like it's made of very soft rubber, and I don't know how long this is going to last. Honestly, it might not last more than a few years, but again, only time will tell. It feels like it's lower quality than, say, something like TB League / Phison. Feels good now, looks good now, but let's see how it looks in a few years. So that's just my first impressions. We're going to take a more detailed look in a little bit of time. The instructions basically tell you how to get the base ready, how to change the faceplates, how to articulate the chest and waist. They also share some warnings so you don't damage your figure. Finally, it teaches you how to articulate the arms, hands, and legs. As you can see, Hono Studio's brown suit Wolverine comes with a wide range of accessories, and this does not include the comic cover fitting figure stand. You've got this very nice looking metallic red Muramasa blade, got 4 face plates, including this one that was already on his body. So you've got a regular faceplate, angry, angrier, and I believe this is exclusive to this set. This is the angriest one. I love this one. And I don't think this was on the yellow suit set. You've also got 3 pairs of hands. These relaxed hands were already on his body. You've also got these sword holding hands and these hands with the claws out.
I do wish that we had fists, and that is missing in this set. Also got some extra wrist pegs, which I am very happy with. And finally, you have these special effects that you can fit on his claw. And this is the first for Hot Toys, I believe, and they look pretty cool. I love this Muramasa sword by Hono Studios. Love that metallic paint and how it shines under artificial lights. Love the hilt, look at all that detail on it. The only concern I have is that it feels a bit cheap, it's a bit wobbly. But overall, for the price, this is a pretty good sword. The sword is very professionally painted, no paint bleeding anywhere on the blade or on the hilt. I really appreciate that. Even the gold accents over here and here are painted quite nicely. Even though these hands are made of plastic, it does look like a human hand is wearing gloves thanks to the quality of the paint applications and the mold. Highly detailed. Love all the creases on the hands just to make it feel like there's a human hand in there. And the paint applications are very good. The brown paint looks pretty good. And the metallic paint on the claws, excellent. I also like how soft the hands are. I had no problems changing hands, which is not always the case with a Hot Toys product, but these hands are easy to change. My only complaint is that I wish the claws weren't as soft as they are. They are very soft plastic, and I wish the plastic was a bit harder or maybe even metal. But then again, this is a budget product, so that's probably worth the cutting some costs. All 4 faceplates are outstanding, beautifully crafted by Hot Toys. Love the molds and the paint applications. Skin tone looks really good and natural. I also like the beard, the little stubble shadow. You can even see the dimples on the chins. That is so cool. And of course the teeth look very nice. You can even see the gums. You can make out the individual teeth. That's really well done. And this faceplate is my favorite. Unfortunately, you do not get this faceplate on the yellow suit version of this toy, but you can use this faceplate over there. If you look inside, you can see there's moisture there to represent his saliva, I guess, and that looks so realistic and so good. I actually like these special effects from Hot Toys / Hono Studios for the Wolverine claws. Nice quality plastic. It's a bit sharp at the end and kind of thick. In addition, it's translucent, so you get some nice coloring on it under artificial lights. I honestly don't plan to use these for my display, but again, nice to have them. I really appreciate how easy it is to play with this toy and use the accessories. For example, this head, which kind of looks like the Wolverine popcorn bucket from Deadpool and Wolverine. Simply take this faceplate and align this tab with this hole over here. And that's it. You've got the faceplate in. If you want to get it out, you just push it over here and it's out. If you want to get the blade in the hand, you can slide it in pretty easily. Finally, these effects might look a bit complex, but they're easy to get them on the hand. So all you have to do is slide the blade. And that's pretty much it. The base is surprisingly good quality, feels nice and smooth up top. Very nice paint applications. Love how the font looks. Good quality plastic, and it's easy to assemble. Simply get the flight pull in and get that crotch grabber through, and you're done. And if you want to attach the comic book cover, you simply slide that background piece into the back and you can put the comic book cover inside. My biggest complaint is that you have to cut out this comic book cover from the box, and it kind of leaves the inside of the box looking a bit unsightly. I wish they had cut it themselves. My hands aren't the steadiest and I did a bad job with the top. It's kind of slanting to one side, and machine cutting is just so much better. Here we have Brown Suit Wolverine straight out of the box in a museum pose, and this is such a cool figure. I must admit I was a bit concerned that Hot Toys was going to produce a low quality figure considering the lower price point, but I'm happy to say that this is a pretty good figure. Though once you scratch beneath the surface, you can see where they cut some costs. For starters, the soft goods on this are almost the same as the blue and yellow version. The blue and yellow version has yellow fabric all over the body, but the difference is here you have some brown pleather in the center. Overall, the soft goods on this suit are aesthetically pleasing, but if you take a closer look, you can see that the yellow fabric is not exactly premium material. In addition, the brown pleather doesn't look too bad, but it does lack a bit of detail. Finally, unlike Hot Toys where the shoes and boots are usually pleather or even leather, The boots over here are hard plastic. They don't look like it from a distance, but once you feel them, once you touch them, once you articulate them, you can tell that they are hard plastic. The paint applications are pretty good though. There is some detail on the boots to make them look like they have seen some action. You've got some metallic accents on the gloves. You've also got some detail on the arm guard, and the head sculpt has been painted very nicely, and the yellow color on top has an orangish hue to it, which gives it some nice detail. However, that orangish yellow does not match the yellow on the body, which is more plain. I have to say, I do love the body. As I mentioned earlier in the review, I'm surprised by how heavy this guy is. And the chest, the abs, and the thighs, very thick, very muscular, very much representative of Wolverine. The seamless arms look really nice. I like the hair detail on the sides. I like the veins on them. The biceps look excellent. I do have some concerns about the seamless arms though. As you'd expect, they are soft. But the material does feel a bit low cost, especially compared to something like Phison or even a higher end seamless arm on a Hot Toys body. I love the side profile of this figure. It's very fitting for a Wolverine toy. So much musculature on his chest, abs and thighs, biceps, triceps, forearms, all look outstanding. From the side, you can really appreciate how that hair has been painted on the arm. Wolverine, of course, is a very hairy superhero. If anything, the hair should be more intense. Some people do prefer sculpted hair, but that would be difficult to do on a soft arm. Wolverine does look pretty good from the back, though there is an unsightly seam going through over there. Also, you can see how they've cut costs by using a low quality fabric, because you can see the joints quite clearly through that fabric. But in terms of the positives, there is some detail on his shorts, and of course those arms look really nice from the back. And finally, the orangish yellow paint job on the head sculpt looks pretty nice, though it is a bit of a mismatch with the primarily yellow costume. The articulation on this toy is actually very good. In fact, I would say it is a cut above a regular Hot Toys figure, and that's what makes this so much fun. Head turns quite freely, 360 degrees. Tilts left, tilts right. Doesn't look down too well. Looks up quite nicely though. Shoulder goes up 90 degrees. Moves forward 90 degrees. Moves back 90 degrees. Good double jointed elbow. Really love that. Hand rotates freely as well. So typically Hot Toys have waist articulation but not chest articulation unless it's an Iron Man figure. But what is so cool is this has both. So the chest turns and the waist turns too. And decent ab crunch. Thighs rotate. Legs stretch. Leg kicks forward. Kicks back a little bit. Really nice double jointed knee. Nice ankle articulation. And beautiful toe pivot. So overall, the articulation on this figure is outstanding. I thought it would be interesting to see if the Hot Toys 1973 Hugh Jackman sculpt fits on this brown suit Hono Wolverine body. So let's see. If it does, that would be very cool. Fortunately, it does not quite fit. The hole over here is just too small for the neck, and he just looks like a bit of a giraffe.
Now that we've seen the articulation and the accessories, it's time to take Wolverine to the toy room for some fun poses. It's time to take a closer look at Wolverine under the portrait lens. I think this default faceplate is very nicely painted. I really do like that stoic expression, and I think the skin tone is good. I'm also pleased with how clean those paint applications are on that head sculpt. Under the portrait lens, you can tell that these soft goods, while nice, are not as high quality as a standard Hot Toys figure. In addition, it's quite obvious that the boots and the shorts are made of plastic. Here's Wolverine in a different pose, this time with plate number 2, which is a bit more aggressive. Looks like a smirk and it matches Wolverine quite well. I also like that metallic red paint job on the Muramasa blade. Here's Wolverine with plate number 3. This is the most aggressive so far. I absolutely love this blade too. I love all of them. Having that extra weapon in his arsenal really does give you some more posing options too. For example, you can have him pose with the blade and the claws with Hulk, or just the claws. I like that both of these guys have serious anger issues. For me, this is the best Wolverine pose. With his arms crossed over his chest and with those double jointed elbows, you can achieve that quite easily. And again, this exclusive faceplate for brown suit Wolverine is just amazing. Love how aggressive it is. He looks like he is in berserk mode. Here's a quick look at Wolverine in natural light with the backdrop. And in natural light, I think it looks pretty good too.
Time for some size comparisons, and let's start with Mafex 096 Tiger Stripe Wolverine. I absolutely love this toy, plenty of articulation. Always fun to see a 1/12 scale figure with a 1/6 scale figure just to see the size difference. Next up, we have Hot Toys 1973 Wolverine from Days of Future Past. And as you'd expect, the Hot Toys version is a bit taller. These two don't exactly match in terms of display aesthetics. One is a more comic book style figure, one is, of course, a movie masterpiece. Unfortunately, I do not have too many comic book style figures in my collection in 1/6 scale, so I brought out video game Spider-Man with the classic suit. And these two actually display very nicely together. Spidey, of course, is just a little bit taller than brown suit Wolverine, which I think makes a lot of sense. Now we have Hot Toys Deadpool on the right from the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. And actually, these two do look good together, despite one being a movie masterpiece, the other being a more comic book style figure. These two work together. So unfortunately, I do not have Classic Hulk by Hot Toys from the Avengers film. But I do have this Gladiator Hulk, and I think these two look fantastic together.
My final score for Hono Studio Wolverine is going to be a very solid 4 out of 5 stars. This toy is a lot of fun. Looks really good on the shelf, especially those seamless biceps. And the articulation is very good. I love the accessories, including the Muramasa blade and that extra angry faceplate. Finally, the stand looks pretty good. I do have some complaints though. I wish we didn't have to cut out the background ourselves, and I wish the art box was made of stronger materials. The soft goods do feel a bit cheap, and not all the body has soft goods. Finally, it would have been nice to have a Logan sculpt as well. That being said, I can ignore most of the issues because this is a budget product, and a really good one at that. Compared to its competitors from companies like Sideshow, Susu Toys, and Present Toys, Hono Studios by Hot Toys has set a new, higher standard at this price point. Well, that's my review, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do check out my other reviews of Mafex Wolverine, Hot Toys Days of Future Past Wolverine, Hot Toys Deadpool, and Hot Toys Black Suit Spider-Man. Until next time.